Previously on Colorado Dual
there.
Sport.
Why when I find this stuff, is it always on a blind corner? Let's go check that house out. I am a huge buff when it comes to old houses and historic buildings and things like that. Well, you can't really see it at all. Oh wow. I don't know, maybe you guys have a better view than I do because you're up above a little bit, but there's still some curtains in there, but it's all collapsed and that's pretty cool. Let's go back down here a little bit and turn around. I don't want somebody to come buzzing around that corner and... Oh, more houses up there. Hello. It does look like they're actually lived in. Give you guys one more good look. But I always wonder, like, what are the stories from houses like that? When did people live there? Why did they have to abandon a house on an awesome river, you know? Probably a good possibility that it got flooded out down here. That river probably does get out of control after the snowfall. Well, let's turn back from dirt to pavement. I really don't think we went 18 miles. So everybody said that the audio quality was good, so I didn't make any changes. I just left everything the way it was and threw my helmet back on and turned everything on, and here we are. Unless I hear otherwise, I'm just going to keep it that way. I watched all the videos several dozen times while editing them and post-editing, and just looking for the finer details and make sure everything was okay, and it certainly seemed fine to me. But if anybody has any suggestions, or I'm always up for that. Nobody screamed "you suck," and I haven't even gotten a troll yet. So to me, that's an up and up situation. But back to talking a little bit about me. I'm in my early 30s. I'm an IT guy. I've been an IT guy for, Lord, almost 12 years now. I went to tech school in 2000 to 2001. Did a 1 year little ITT tech type thing just to get a piece of paper that said that I knew what I was doing. Basically helped the teacher teach the class. Because I got my first computer when I was 9. Took that thing apart, put it back together, and I've had something ever since the Tandy RL1000 and the Commodore 64. Oh yeah, I go way back. But I've always had an interest in it, always been taking them apart and putting them back together as much as I can. A big computer gamer. Yeah, it was time for a new hobby. I still have the rig, still play every day, but once we moved out here to Colorado, and Stace and I have always liked to go out and explore dirt roads and find what we can out in the middle of nowhere. Once we started doing that here, I was like, that is it. I'm getting a motorcycle. I've wanted a dirt bike since I was a little kid in the Poconos at my dad's lake house. Never was allowed to get one or able to get one myself. Finally old enough, got a job, well off enough that I could afford to buy a motorcycle, so it came time to look, and I watched hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of video and read reviews, and it came down to a couple of different things. It came down to I wanted to be able to ride trails. Started finding videos of trails. Wow, this is really cool too. And decided to get a dual sport. Saw a couple of the guys, the larger motovloggers, Actually, at first, I found Accidental Broadcast at first. He seems to be a pretty popular way to start. But found his page, and from his page found a bunch of other guys, and started watching them, and through their videos got inspired and was like, that's it, I'm getting a dual sport. And the wife wanted a quad. Kind of makes me sad. I wish she was able to come out and ride with me on the roads. I mean, she couldn't ride here. This is all, you got to be plated to ride all this. And the way I see it is, it's the best of both worlds. I mean, if I don't want to be up on trails solely getting slammed around, whatever, if I just want to take a nice leisurely cruise and get out and enjoy the outdoors, I can do that. Ride to the roads and find back roads and just cruise and not worry about it and let the troubles of the day and everything just kind of float off my back. And I love it. I mean, where else are you going to see this kind of stuff? But that was why I got a dual sport. And the DRZ, the reason I got the DRZ was because it was still nimble enough to ride the trails well. But I'm a big guy. I'm 6'3", pushing 300 pounds. So I needed something that was nimble enough, but able to get me where I want to go. Have the oomph to get there. And anywhere below 9,000 feet, this bike has plenty of oomph and will get me wherever I want to go. But apparently not on Kingston Peak. That's not the first time, or well, it is the first time that you guys have seen me in that situation, but you probably will see me in that situation many times because I do not learn. And as I said at the end, I am a glutton for punishment and will definitely be hitting all of those trails again and having a blast. Huffing and puffing. But hey man, my excuse is that I was at 12,700 feet. There's 1/3. Oh, I did some research and I tried to put it in the video, but I'll kind of explain it a little bit better. It's not that there's less oxygen at altitude, there's actually the same amount of oxygen, but there is less pressure. And that pressure is what gets you going gasping for air when you're up that high. And the facts that I put on that video is that at 10,000 feet, it's 1/3 of what it is at sea level. So we were less than 1/3 at dang near 13,000 feet. And for an overweight smoker, yeah, I know, tisk rhyme, but for an overweight smoker, I think that's pretty good. I was huffing and puffing, but I wasn't dying. I was just out of breath and needed some water. But afterwards, I was fine. So yeah, that's my little embarrassing note for this video, I guess. So this road that you can see coming in up about halfway up that cliff is where Stace and I peeled off when we were out here. But I'm gonna keep going and see how far it goes. It looks like beetle kill. That's the other huge problem out here is these beetles. I can't remember the exact name right now. I'll look it up and put it here. But these beetles come up and they get under the bark of the pine trees and they tunnel, they eat through the bark and tunnel just straight up the trees and don't do anything else with the trees and then leave. And as you should know if you are through school, at least grade school, trees need their bark to live. So Mr. Scott got a kayak for free from his mom in Texas, and it arrived on the car that she gave him, and he went and sold it on me before I could use it. Shame, for shame, Mr. Scott. That's awful. I wanted to take that kayak out so bad. I'm a big guy, but I love the outdoors. I like camping, I like hiking, I like riding my DRZ. Whoop whoop. But yeah, he has absolutely no interest in kayaking, and no matter how many times I told him it was mine and called it the SS Jeff and Told him we'd make Colorado dual sport videos out of it. He put it on Craigslist. Apparently it was worth a lot of money, and neither of us had any idea. We thought it was just an old kayak. But apparently it was a pretty nice one. And he got a nice payday off of it. But I'm sad. Miss Jocelyn, who you probably will meet coming up in a bunch of videos, but we're going to be going on a tubing trip. Not down this river, but down, I don't know, what is it, Arkansas? I think she said. But I will be taking the GoPro and probably doing a video of that. Let you guys see some beer drinking tubing action. But yeah, she has a kayak and she's had it for a while, and she used to go when she lived in Jersey. She's one of my best friends from high school. Actually after high school. We knew each other in high school, but we really started hanging out after high school. She got a kayak, but by that time I had moved out to Pennsylvania with Stace, and you know, we hung out, you know, when we would come back and visit, and you know, parties and whatnot, special occasions. But I wasn't there enough to get a kayak and go kayaking with her. But it's really fun. I did it a bunch of times as a kid. I've my mother was a teacher, single mother, from the time I was 6. So I got sent to summer camp because Mama needed a break during the summer. Not the whole summer, but you know, 2 weeks here. I think it was 2 weeks. I would go maybe a little longer when I was older and wanted to stay. But I mean, I've hiked the Appalachian Trail, I've whitewater rafted, I've canoed, I've kayaked, I did all this stuff. What is that? Holy awesomeness, Batman. Wait a minute. What are you? What's that thing hanging down? That's what caught my eye, was the thing underneath the bridge. Let's see what this is. Private parking. Ferndale residents only. Thank you, firefighters. See, that's really cool, man. I'd like it when people have stuff like that. Hey, warning, you're on video. Guess what? You're on video too. But that's cool. Other house is back up in there. Just kind of barely make it out. But, cool bridge. I wonder if it's somebody's house or a rental or what. That's cool. Might have to look you up. Be cool to come out here and have a rental with people. People when they come visit, come stay in a beautiful area and do what we do, which is drink a lot of beer. Oh yeah, Jocelyn the kayak. But I saw all of the, you know, I keep seeing all these GoPro videos from friends of mine on Facebook and just YouTube videos of people kayaking with GoPros, and it just looks like a blast. And I haven't been able to do it since I was a kid. So maybe I'll talk Stace into buying a couple next summer, since this summer seems to be the summer of riding. Who knows? I mean, every summer might be the summer of riding from now on. But kayaking would be cool, and I know that Jocelyn has one, so she would go with us. Another little bridge. Everybody's got gates on their bridges. It's probably smart to keep idiot kids from going over and vandalizing stuff. So it's Friday after work. My boss is amazing. It was about 2:30 this afternoon. He IMs me and he tells me, hey, it's I should explain this a little bit better. His office is in Orem, Utah. My office is in Denver, and there's another office in Boca Raton. So we've got IT staff in all three places, and my group does Windows desktop support. So he IMs me about 2:30, and he's like, hey, Just wanted to let you know, today is National System Administrator Day. He's like, I know technically you're not a systems administrator. Well, whatever, I do half the admin jobs anyway. But anyway, doesn't matter. He's like, but I need you to do one thing for me, and then you can head out, take off for the rest of the day. So he says, go home. And what's the first thing I did? Run over to the window and look up in the sky and say, yes, it's clear. I'm going for a ride. And I'm making a video because you guys are awesome. And it's fun. I love being out here and love talking to myself. When I start having arguments with myself like Jake, the garden snake, I think it'll be time to hang it up. Not for him, not for him, he's very entertaining, but me personally, if I start arguing with myself in my helmet, I'm pretty much sure that I have lost it. I wonder what that was. Where are we? Oh, stop sign. Oh, I know right where we are. I'm actually gonna turn around. Oh, this used to be a Conoco. Look at that. So what was this? JW Green, 1898. Looks like it's a little general store. So I found a little bit more damage than I did falling down James Peak. Can you see directly below the S, kind of where the pipe comes up into the plastics around where the bolt is in there? I point at it, but you guys can't really see where I'm pointing, and if I get that close, you're not going to see it anyway. But yeah, all that where it looks like it's dust is scratches. But dude, it's a dirt bike. It's going to get scratched. I don't care. Little miffed, because she's still new and she's my baby and she's my Xena. Yes, she is. She's a good girl. Funny thing is, the first thing that broke on the bike was the taillight. It literally, this whole housing, I don't know if you can see what I'm looking at, this whole housing broke and it was hanging. All this was still here, but the two screws had ripped right out of where they are held in, and we originally duct taped it on the trail, and then the duct tape broke from hitting so many bumps, and the only thing we had left was from the medical kit, the the tape that has no stickiness to it, the medical tape. So Stace, it was hilarious. Stace did a medical procedure and wrapped it up on there and made it look real pretty. It had an X across it and it was wrapped around 1,000 times. But it held up to get me back.